So we're going to keep going down the SD Seed line, and we're going to look at the two mobile suits that Atherin got in this line. Like the Aegis, which, it's, this thing is way better than it really has any right to be. First, it looks good. It looks like a good representation of the Aegis. And sticker-wise, it has not a whole bunch, but where it really needs it. Of course, you got the chin, because this is all white. The chest, and the couple on the feet and on the back of the arms. And the little thingy here. What is this, like a spoiler? I don't know. And, the sensors, of course. Which, that's not really a lot. And considering I got this thing close to when it came out, probably 2006, and I think it came out in 2004, these stickers have held up really well. The ones on the toes are starting to peel off, but not a big deal, really. And its posability is really good. The head is limited because it's like right up against the chest. Can't really do much. But the arms are really good. They have a couple different hinges, and they only have one elbow joint, but I think that's perfect because it hits the shoulder armor, so you really wouldn't be able to do anything with a double joint. And no wrist joint. I think it's the only. I think it's the only seat kit with a wrist joint. I could be wrong. Nothing in the waist, but there's a reason for that. And the legs are ball jointed, and the ankles are pretty good, and they still do the whole tiptoe thing. And you have the little blades that it has on the feet and on the arms, and they work. The ones on the arms, I find, pop out sometimes when you try to flip them out. It's just because they're all friction. It's also old. And it doesn't come with the beam effects to like make it look like they're like lit up, but I think that's fine because they're still there. You know that they're being used for weapons for stabby. So that's nice. And you get the other weapons. You got the beam rifle, which it is thin, but the Aegis beam rifle is kind of thin, so that makes sense. And it's pretty tight in the hand, despite being a rectangular handle with a round hole for the hand. Same thing with the shield. It's got a rectangular peg, and it could have been a bigger shield. I think it should have been bigger, just so you could throw it at, some sky graspers, which, you get with this, the perfect strike, so that'd be nice to recreate. But the hole here is round. It fits perfectly, though. No problem there. So you have a pretty nice looking Aegis in this mode. And I say mode because it does transform into its weird mobile armor claw thing mode. So we'll just get rid of the accessories. And actually, I could have left these open because these have to be popped open. Now, the thing you have to do here is you gotta rip off the head because it's way too big. You could leave it on, but you'd have a giant head sticking off the ass. So I'm gonna leave it off. And then it's just a matter of taking this peg here, boop, and also untabbing the chest from the arms, or I guess now it's technically the torso, like the side of the torso, which is connected to the arms, like so. And then just getting it out so you can get that chest piece up to reveal the stomach cannon. And now it's just a matter of getting everything rearranged, which is a little tough to do because, well, you got very close quarters to work with. And it's probably easier just to take these off, these side skirts. But this part here, it comes out, and it's a little annoying because it just, it's connected to a polycap, but literally just connected to it, like it just goes into a cavity. So if anything, it's easier just to take it off and rotate it manually. But you can do it, it does rotate, it's just a little easier to do it this way. And once you fiddle and fire it around enough, you can get it into its weird mobile armor mode. And the other thing is, the reason these handles and pegs and everything for the accessories are rectangular because they go into the side skirt pieces, just like they're supposed to. So you have weapon storage, even in mobile suit mode if you really want to. Ugh, that thing is such a pain in the front. And you could technically do the one where it like brings the little claws together and makes it into like a point. So I think that's like cruiser mode, where this is the mode where you can use the actual stomach cannon. But the fact that it can do this is so cool. It's such a weird transformation. I've always thought it's like one of the weirdest mobile armor modes we've ever seen. And because the SD can do it, this is definitely one of my favorites. Just for the fact that they did this. They did all this engineering for an SD. And like I said, you could totally leave the head on there. Yeah, does it really look any worse? Does it look any weirder? than it did before with the big head on the back. I don't know. But that's cool that you can do that. And then they gave us the SD Justice. Love this thing too. It's is it a softer pink than usual? I don't know. I always thought of the Justice as being a darker pink, but no, I think this looks right. Head looks really nice. And they gave you some stickers for the side of the chin, which same color as what they use on the feet. I don't know why it's a weird gunmetal, but it is. A little bit of stickerage on the stomach, and of course the sensors, and that's about it. So not that bad. And accessories, well, it's basically the Freedoms, because, you know, that's what they did. Same shield, pegs in the arm, same rifle, pegs in the hand, and stores on the back, as it should. And good articulation. It's weird that they gave up on the torso articulation. I don't think anyone after the strike, I'd have to double check. I don't think anyone after the strike has it, which is really weird how the strike got such good posability. But it still has rest articulation, that's good. And of course the waist, because it doesn't have to transform. Oh, and no toe articulation. Interesting. I don't know why they decided to start cheaping out. Maybe it's because they give you the backpack, which is pretty cool. Just pegs right in. Looks nice. And you might notice, because it does have the ability, like in the show, where it's supposed to come down over the head. But it's a little too close for the head. But what you can do, just untab the, I guess they're turrets technically, and then peg them into little holes that are farther out. And you still have to rotate the head just to clear that V-fin if you don't want to rip the head off. And that's it. And then of course you can take the wings, and this is cool. They have little tabs at the base of the wing, which will tab into the arm, and it just goes right in. They're a little floppy when they're not tabbed in, but once they're tabbed in, they are rock solid. So now you have it in, I think it's high mat mode, technically. And hey, if you really want, you can unplug it from the back. And it's got the little panels there, so Justice can ride it. Of course, you could probably connect it to a stand if you really wanted to. But, like, the peg, I think there's ones with holes in them, so you could probably do it. But yeah, that's pretty nice. So yeah, these two together are pretty awesome. And it's really sad that we never got an Infinite Justice or a Savior. I really want a Savior, like, more than an Infinite Justice, really. But we never got it, unfortunately. Seed is, I think, like, even Destiny, they started to thin out the amount of mobile suits that we got, which is kind of disappointing. And if I was going to recommend just one, it would have to be the Aegis. Even though I technically like the Justice more, the fact that this thing is fully transformable. It does what it's supposed to do, and it does it really well. Like, there's a few parts that could probably be engineered better, but for an SD, I think they really knocked it out of the park with the Aegis here.